A lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes to prepare for something as important as a referendum. And last year, the Referendum Administrator and his team had it all sorted. But COVID unexpectedly hit. And with that, the referendum was cancelled just 1 week before it was meant to take place.
It's a brand new start. For example, the voters list, which we published for that referendum, is null and void. We need to restart preparing and compiling that voters list. That voters list has a different criteria as to who can apply to be registered, as to a normal register of electors. And as you know, for register of electors, you have to be British and 6 months living in Gibraltar. For the referendum, you have to be either a registered Gibraltarian or entitled to be a registered Gibraltarian. And if you're a British citizen, you must have lived in Gibraltar for 10 years on the date of the referendum.
At the last referendum, an order was published granting 16 to 18-year-olds the right to vote. A new order will be published for the 2021 referendum, but those 16 to 18-year-olds who registered for the previous one will be transferred to the new voting list. The voting list is expected to be published in mid-May. COVID-19 has also impacted on the preparation for this referendum. Public health advice will be applied. Sanitising dispensers will be available on site, and voters will be allowed to bring in their own pen or pencil. Importantly, legislation applying to the postal vote will also be amended.
Up to now, the legislation only provided for you to apply to vote by post if you were to be away from Gibraltar on that day. We're now widening that scope of the legislation to allow persons who will be in Gibraltar but who would prefer to vote by post to apply to vote by post as well. So, you don't have to go to the polling station. You can as well appoint a proxy, somebody else to vote on your behalf if you still don't feel comfortable going to a voting station.
Legislation will also be amended to suspend certain aspects of voting during a public health emergency.
The roving teams that we used to send to hospitals and to the Mount Alvernia and all the elderly care services places, we are not going to be able to do that this time round because we want to ensure that there is as safe an environment as possible.
In relation to the campaign itself, Parliament already confirmed that the campaigners will be allocated the remainder of the unspent budget from the last referendum. And with the referendum having been revoked, it means sides wanting to campaign will also have to restart the process.
The groups that want to campaign for the yes and for the no will have to re-register themselves. I would publish a notice asking whoever's interested to apply for me to register, and then by notice in the Gazette will formally appoint them to be the lead campaigners for yes and for no.
The Referendum Administrator will be publishing further guidance and other information in the coming weeks, and the abortion referendum is due to take place on the 24th of June.